All right, Jakob Butturff, big score here in round one, and you used a little bit of a unique ball that we don't see too much out here in the first half of the block, didn't you?
Yeah, I used a gray U2 Classic, Columbia 300. Made it over about 10 years ago. It's one of those bowling balls I had back at home, and I drilled it specifically. Well, I drilled it for the World Series for shorter oil patterns, whatever can keep me on the gutter the longest, and it paid off today.
So when you looked at this pattern, what did you see and why did you think that would work?
So it's a shorter pattern where you put like what they call a strip in the middle part of the lane where you actually see your ball hook more than once before the end of the pattern. And I almost wanted to call it old school. I watched a lot of old shows where they kind of have a breakdown of like how far they oil the lanes before they put a strip in the pattern. And so I would kind of say like it was an old school strategy, but for me, being left-handed, just trying to stay on the gutter as long as I could, and that's how my look's been so far in all these patterns.
So what's the difference between that ball and your Old Faithful ball that we know you throw all the time?
So obviously it was a ball made over 10 years ago, so it's not built for being as strong as for the oil patterns that we're using today, especially with all the oil that's on the lane this week. We have patterns that are 30 mils of oil, so it was a ball that like I said, tried to stay on the gutter as long as I could, but then when I could, I'd go to the black hammer later in the block and I was able to hook it a little bit more. We had a couple of lefties on our squads, and basically I was using it as like if I hit a lefty squad, I know that I'm pretty sure all lefties threw urethane on our squad, so I was able to just move right and kind of bounce it off a little bit.
So obviously you put up a big score today. Tomorrow it's going to be a much different story. I don't think there's going to be 300 something over out there, right? So
no.
Let's obviously I think you're going to get a workout on your spare game, aren't you?
Absolutely. I know I put a good cushion on myself, but like I said, there's a lot more bowling this week, and tomorrow the scores are going to be nowhere near as high. It's going to come down to a spare shooting contest tomorrow.
You're going to use that fancy new ball, new old ball again in this tournament, you think?
I'm going to let the lanes talk to me. I didn't use it that much on the pattern, but, it wasn't looking that good. But, tomorrow's a new day.
All right. Thanks, Jakob.
Thank you, Lucas.